Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode number 49 of the AFC Northerners. Starting to my right.
Hey, Marc Herman, a.k.a. LA Bengal fan on Twitter, repping the Bengals.
Dave Green, not a really depressed Browns guy.
Not a Browns guy.
No, I am a Browns guy, just not depressed. Not depressed.
Exactly. Jay David Sutar, Ravens Nation.
Chris Atkins, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, who's a little sad-faced over there?
I'm not
All
too
right.
burnt up.
All right, Mark, what happened in your game?
All right, well, Bengals, once again, did not take care of business. I'm going to focus on a little bit of the positives before we get into the negatives. Marcus Hunt blocked his second PAT of the year. That's 2 blocks in 3 games. Remember, this guy blocked 17 at SMU, 7 in 1 season. This guy will save us a game. He will get his paw up for a late field goal. This guy's awesome. Spent a lot of the offseason with Kevin Green working on his technique. Clearly, it's made a difference. So that was huge. There you go.
Yeah,
running game returned this week. We'd had trouble running the ball, and we stopped the run well also. One of the things I love seeing, and we saw it again this week, is Jeremy Hill, after he was stopped, went around, made his touchdown. If you look at the end of the run, he walks right over Barry Sanders-esque, hands it to the official, and walks away. So, act like you're going to be back.
He learned something from the Browns.
You're going to be there again. All right. Bad officiating again. We had a fumble called on Adam Jones on a punt return. It was a key pivotal play because we were about to get the ball back up 7-3, and by the still photo you're looking at, you can clearly see both knees are down. His hand is on the ball. The ball is there. You can see the laces on the ball. I guess the NFL, our knees don't count. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I cannot believe that was not reversed. With all that said, we still had our chances again. Early in the fourth quarter, we're up 17-16. I've talked before about situational football.
Yeah.
We chose to have our first 3 and out of the game right there. Adam Jones forces a fumble. We get the ball back midfield. We followed up with 2 bad plays and a sack. We end up punting. Okay.
It's like you guys are in the playoffs already.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you see the crap I gotta listen to. So I'm gonna kick a guy when he's down. But we still had a chance. We had, like I said, 6 minutes left. We had our first 3 and out. AJ Green had a chance to make a catch. It was just a routine catch. He took his eye off the ball, dropped it. That ended another drive. It was just a terrible time for a third down drop. I mean, it would have kept the drive going and kept us in the game. And maybe he was on sleep deprivation because I don't know if anybody's read. We should congratulate AJ. Yeah. His wife gave birth to their first child. 36 hours of labor, was reported. So he might have been up for a little while.
36 hours?
36 hours of labor the wife was in. And our secondary just absolutely got torched at the end of the game. I mean, and we dropped multiple interceptions again. We had Iloka. Ben Roethlisberger threw a ball right to Iloka. He dropped. We had Sean Williams, who had one hit him right in the hands, and we dropped it. Bengals have scored 23, 16, and 17 points in their first 3 games. Okay, I'm not as concerned with that because we played 3 of the better defenses. I mean, obviously you have to score more than 20 points. What does concern me is all of last year we only gave up 6 plays of 50 yards and more.
That has something to do with losing Marvin Jones and losing Sanu.
Well,
the continuity just isn't there at this early.
I agree with that. But what concerns me more is the big plays. Like I said, last year we only gave up 6 plays of 50 yards or more on the whole season. We've already given up 4. Okay, and I really think we miss Reggie Nelson.
Yeah,
Reggie Nelson was a guy who caught the ball, and clearly we miss him back there. So that's my biggest concern. Not too bad on injuries. Let me wrap up so we can get to you. Eifert, Sean Williams, limited practice. Kirkpatrick and Deron Smith did not practice Monday or Tuesday, so it doesn't look good for them this week. And we get Tez back this week. So Vontez Perfect is back this week.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. All right, let's start off with a little bit of ugly here. Final, everybody knows, 24-30. Actually, we had a lot of positives in this game, but we're going to discuss some of the ugly first. The O-line, especially that right side. Pastor, garbage at right tackle. He makes a better right guard than a right tackle.
Bad.
He had 5 penalties called on him. The Browns as a team had a total of 13. That means he accounts for almost half of the penalties. That costed us 91 fucking yards. That hurts in a close ball game that we had. All right, so we got that out of the way, and we could talk about Parkey and his kicking and how crappy that is. He was 3 of 6 for the game.
Dude, there's your game.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
same thing with the Ravens game too. Parkey blew that one also. All right, let's get to the good shit here. Second quarter, Kessler finally settles down. We're down 7-3, and Brain Bodie Calhoun comes up with a beautiful pick 6 touchdown on Tannehill. We move up 10-7, and we rolled into the half at 13-10. Miami makes a really strong comeback. They put up some points.
Tannehill's not a bad QB.
I thought he was the Yugo of the Honda Civic. He was a Honda Civic.
Totally
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you a Yugo.
Yeah,
Sorry. You're still
yeah, exactly. Like, he's reliable. He just keeps going, and that's why the Dolphins are still
He doesn't
winning.
have the fire that I want
No,
to see.
he doesn't have the fire, but he's that guy. He's that one mechanic that can fix whatever you need to do. He's not perfect at it. But
Either fucking which way. We're in the fourth quarter. We're down 24-13, and we come back. Kessler looked really good in that fourth quarter.
He did.
Settled down.
Kessler did not look bad.
He was 21-33 for 244, and here's one of his beautiful plays to the all-purpose man Pryor. It's a 40-yard slant. Beautiful play.
Yeah.
Pryor, let's talk about him.
Yeah.
He was 3 of 5
On
for
my
35
fantasy team,
passes.
yes.
The dude had 4 carries for 21 and a touchdown, 8 catches for 144 yards. He is the third person since 1960 to put up multiple stats like that in a game. Impressive right there.
And really out of nowhere. I mean, not even that it's not out of nowhere. It's just like you know the kid's gonna be good. But whenever he's that good, you're like, jeez.
I think he just needed time to settle down, learn the position of wide receiver, while still maintaining the instincts of being a quarterback. And
One
that's
thing's
what we
clear,
got.
he has wasted the past few years of his life trying to pretend to be a quarterback.
I think that's just the role he was given coming out of college, and what he played in college. We could also talk about freaking, I don't know, Poyer. He had 13 tackles last week. Kirksey had 9, and Shelton continues to get it done up the middle with 4 tackles.
Kirksey for the win, man. That dude.
Dude, the thing that killed us at the end of the ball game, fourth quarter, we tie it up. We go into overtime, and I think the defense just lost that oomph. I think they got tired, and we send that big blitz, and Tannehill connects to Parker on a 24-yarder right there, and that pretty much iced the game. Ajay runs the fucker in, ball game, we're done. We're still in search of that first win. Hopefully with the tenacity that we're starting to show, we're showing we're competitive. Hopefully we get that coming up here next week. But let's go talk about the sad-ass Ravens and their very, very soft 3-0 record.
Sure, go ahead. I'll take a win as a win. So Ravens at the Jags. All right. So the bad. First of all, horrible run blocking. Our run blocking is horrible. Luckily, it wasn't as bad as Jacksonville. We had 3.8 yards to their 2.3 yards. So thank God for our D. The 2 interceptions by Flacco. At times, like, it felt a little unfocused. He threw some high balls here and there. Thankfully, Bortles was worse with 4.7 yards per pass. It's not exactly sexy on Flacco. We allowed 2 sacks for 15 yards, 8 penalties for 58 yards, 3 turnovers. Interestingly, though, we also had the same number of plays and total drives with only a 3-minute difference in possession, which can only be explained by Justin Tucker. So the good stuff, CJ Mosley, Zach Orr, game-changing plays and interceptions. I mean, my honest feeling right now is like, what's it going to be like with Doomerville back in? Because that's going to be amazing. Flacco had a franchise record, 21 completions in a row. Previous record was 14, so he destroyed that. So there's that. Mike Williams takes away the argument that Steve Smith is the best thing we've got. He leads the entire team in touchdowns. Flacco moves pretty well on that knee too, like 14th rushing touchdown of his career in that game, and that is as many as all the other Raven quarterbacks combined total. Like
wait.
One more time.
Career. I mean, like lifelong Ravens total. He is tied.
It's not like there was a lot of competition at
Yeah, no. It's like we got
remember, it's not that big deep in history. It's like 20 years.
Yeah, no. It's like it's small, but it's the thing. Other good stuff. Justin fucking Tucker. Justin Tucker. It's the best thing. Thoughts on this? Like, one, when can Kenneth Dixon please start? Because I have him on my fantasy. John Harbaugh.
They were pitching him, picking him up because he's.
Here's something else cool, Ravens. John Harbaugh won his 80th regular season game, which ties him with Brian Billett for the most in Ravens history. and we are the first in the AFC North with a 3.0 for the first time since 2009. If we go 4-0, it'll be since 2006. And last but not least, Jalen Ramsey is a boy, Steve Smith is a man. That's it. That's all.
Boy, man.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
Does Harbaugh have your second Super Bowl?
Yes, he does.
So these have
Ryan
Super
Billick got the first one.
Yeah.
Harbaugh got the second. So yeah, Steelers.
Oh yeah.
Steelers. So I was way off. I wasn't off too bad. I was backwards. So I said this game was going to be a 35-13 Steelers game. Ended up being 34.
This feels a little more
3.
still from your team.
To 3.
I told you were underestimating the Philly defense.
Exactly.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Since 2004, we were 19-2 against rookie quarterbacks.
Okay.
I had no idea at all that Carson Wentz was going to come in there and just light the place up the way he did.
Well, if the Browns pass on him, he's going to be good.
Yeah, that's right. There's already a Hall of Fame. You can, not Trent Richardson. Now, Hall of Fame jacket. I'm calling it now. Wentz, Hall of Fame. Go ahead and take the measurement.
That's salt in the wound.
I'll give it up to the Eagles. I mean, I saw a few debates on this. Was it the Steelers being that bad or was it the Eagles being that good? It was a combination of both. I mean, the Eagles went out there. They've got the best point differential in the league right now. Carson Wentz just set the rookie record for passes without an interception. They had no turnovers against us. And they held us to under 30 yards rushing.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing when they call holding penalties and you guys have to stop holding, how much pressure you can get on that. When there's no holding flags, you guys win games. But when they call the penalties, you have to adjust your game. It's amazing how much pressure you can get on that.
To one person. Fletcher Cox had a hell of a game.
Dude,
he went up against David Castro, who for me is one of my favorite Steelers other than Pouncey, and he lit Castro's ass up. Mm-hmm. I mean, Fletcher Cox, he had an incredible game. There was the strip sack where Fletcher Cox put David DeCastro right back into Ben's lap. You can see that right here. But the game started off with blocked field goal, Marcus Wheaton comes back, he plays his first game, drops a touchdown pass, in that opening drive there. It was just ugly all up and down the field. Very good learning experience for some of the new guys. Sean Davis and Shazier on that.
Yeah, losing that badly is always a really good.
That's good learning.
Hey. On that 73-yard Sproles touchdown.
Damn smug.
On that 73-yard Sproles touchdown, Shazier totally lost Sproles. Sproles gets loose, gets the ball, and Davis is running away from him. He's running down the field, running away from Sproles. I have no idea what the hell he was doing. Just an ugly game all around. We had drop balls all over the place. We had missed tackles all over the place.
Okay, so basically what he's saying is what we all thought they are. Soft.
Yeah.
Kind of like Baltimore. Soft. Let's move on to Mark and let's see what he got for next week.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're playing Thursday night. We're on a short week. We've got to get back. This is really, it's not panic time, but we need to win this game. We've got 2 road games coming up after this, so we need to get back to 2-2. We need to take care of business at home.
How many did you guys lose all last season? Do you remember?
We were 11-5.
Yeah.
So yeah, so so we need to get back on track. We need to get to 2-2. We've got a Miami team that's coming in. I'm looking at their injury report here. Brandon Albert didn't practice Monday or Tuesday. Pouncey didn't practice Monday or Tuesday. Jarvis Landry was limited in practice, didn't practice on Monday. So hopefully, we're facing a lean offensive line. Our defense can crank it up here and get some pressure on the
offensive line.
We can get some pressure on the Honda Civic of quarterbacks, Ryan Tannehill. Guys, this is the message to the Bengals, okay? The league office hates you. They are never, ever going to reverse a play for you if they could possibly not reverse it. If you haven't gotten that from the last 2 reversals that didn't happen when there was obvious evidence of the contrary, they're going to screw you. So here's the key. Don't let it get to the New York headquarters. It's that simple. Get out there, take care of business, play your game, and don't rely on New York to right or wrong, because they won't do it. You're not one of their darlings. It's not going to happen. Okay? Real simple. Don't drop the soap in the shower, guys.
Oh my
and you'll
God,
be
that's
fine.
a bad reference.
All right? So,
That's not a good reference.
so must-win game. Take care of business. This is a winnable game at home. Okay? You cannot lose. This team, if you claim to be
feel
one of the top,
That passion, I love this.
if you claim to be one of the top 4 teams in the AFC, win this game this week. Real simple.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wow.
Browns go to Washington. It's a 1 p.m. start for the East Coasters and another fucking early-ass morning for us West Coasters at time. Last week, Washington played a thriller in the Meadowlands against the Giants,
Oh, yeah,
and they got
yeah.
their first win of the season, 29-27. Cousins was 21 of 35 for 296 and 2 TDs. He's the guy that concerns me. Their passing game concerns me. Their run game is garbage. Shelton had 4 tackles last week. He's really shoring up the middle of our defensive line.
Yeah, Shelton
their
looked good in the last game too.
Their
so.
run game, there's nothing to be afraid of. Jackson had 96 and 1 TD. Crowder had 78 and a TD. Garcon had 59, and Reed had 56. Those are their weapons offensively. We're going to have to find a way to shut that down. Defensively, Burton Jr. had 9 tackles. Norman had 6. And Kerrigan had 4 tackles, 2 for a loss. So again, that right side of our line is going to be pressured by these guys. Pastor is going to have to stand up and actually have a game. I don't know what it's going to take. We're going to have to get him help or whatever the case is going to be, but that's the key to the win. One more key to winning, Parkey hitting fucking field goals.
Oh, yeah. No.
Like, we can't keep missing those damn things, dude. Fucking figure it out.
That's why Tucker got paid. That's why Tucker got paid, because he makes the winners. One of the things also is you've got Washington coming off a very emotional win against a divisional game. I heard Florio talk today on PFT that the Steelers and Bengals typically lose the games following their games because they're real emotional games. So this is a game. It's kind of a trap game. You guys
Hopefully
can
we
jump
catch
in
them
and
in the trap game and get this W. Prediction on the score, I'm going to say 24-20. Brownies.
Well, yeah, I didn't predict the
Yeah,
score.
what's yours?
My score, I'm going to go 17-13 Bengals.
17-13 Bengals. Okay,
24-20 Browns.
All right, move on to Ravens. Playing home against the Raiders. Last year we got our asses kind of kicked. I was actually at that game in Oakland. That was not fun. Although, straight up, Raiders Nation, you were freaking cool.
Yeah,
You
the
guys
Black
were
Hole's
fucking
not
cool.
as a fun
You guys
place
were
to see
really
game.
fucking cool. All right, so the bag going up against the Raiders. First of all, our 3rd down conversion has been, pretty shit. Even with Pitt, and Raiders' 3rd down D is no joke. So Ravens, we have to be concerned about that. Honestly, the way to fix it is better run blocking at the minimum, but also effective passing game against the likes of like Amerson, the whole company. Their D is no joke. Also, the counterpoint to that is that Flacco has thrown to 9+ receivers in each of the Ravens' first 3 games, so we are spreading the ball out pretty well. The offensive line that supports Derek Carr is pretty good. It's only allowed 2 sacks total this entire season. However, Suggs has 3 sacks on his own, and it's also a matchup to watch out for because we don't know what our pass rush and our blitz is going to look like against theirs. The offensive line, again, pretty decent, especially with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper against Jimmy Smith kind of scares the shit out of me a little bit.
Yeah, it should.
I'm not a big fan of that matchup. But the confidence is also on the Raiders side after beating us last year, but this is also, luckily, not last year's team. The good is that, A, it's at home. 2, our secondary is much improved over what was from last year, so that I expect to make a difference with Eric Weddle and company. So Cooper, Crabtree, they're gonna give us a run for their money. So we got to make sure that we cover them and cover them well. If we can get our run game actually working, we have a better chance of silencing their defense. Their run defense isn't the best. It's not horrible, but it's not the best either. I actually don't really have a big hope that's going to happen. Honestly, we might have better run blocking with Lewis out for concussion protocol right now. We get some fresher legs underneath there, but that's still I think that if we continue to spread out the weapons as we have been, I think that if our D keeps playing the way it is, I see this. My prediction: 26-21 Ravens at home.
And you should be able to get some good intel from Weddle. I mean, he spent his whole career at San Diego.
Yeah, exactly.
He's played the Raiders twice. He's very familiar with this team.
That's what I'm
So.
silently hoping for.
Okay.
Again, still this game is still like the Raiders are no joke. That AC/DC combination is legit.
No question.
Yeah. So
Who you see covering Cooper?
I mean, honestly, it'll probably be
gotta
Jimmy
be
Smith.
Yeah. Which
It'll probably be
scares
Smith.
He's their best corner.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The
Full day's
thing,
work.
the thing I love about Jimmy Smith is that whenever it comes to like high quality, high caliber wide receivers, like he shuts down AB. Like dude shuts down AB. So it's like you sit there and be like, that's a Jimmy Smith I want to see. So it's like that, trying to figure that out. I just want Jimmy to be like that on every single game. And Sharice Wright, Jesus Christ, man, learn how to block and learn how to tackle. Like, don't miss tackles. You're killing me. Like, you're doing good that first game. Had high hopes. Ever since then, it's like you blew.
He peaked. That was
That
it.
was
He was
it.
a high school quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Moving on to the Steelers.
Steelers, we have the Chiefs coming to Pittsburgh. Feeling good about this game. I mean, the Chiefs just played against the Jets and had 8 turnovers, including 6 picks. Fitzpatrick had 6 picks in this game, so I'm feeling pretty good coming in here. The story, I think, is going to be the return of the running backs. It looks like Jamal Charles can make a comeback here for the Chiefs, and we all know Bell's got fresh legs, getting ready to get on the field for the Steelers.
Did you say Fitzpatrick?
For
Last week of the Jets, he threw 6 picks
Got
Yeah.
it.
against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that tied Joe Namath. That was not the most thrown by Jeff.
Oh,
that was
yeah,
a tying
yeah,
of Joe Namath
I
throwing
remember
for
that.
6 picks.
Yeah.
So
even with Jamal Charles coming back, I don't know how big of an upgrade that will be. Spencer Ware has done great. He's averaged 4.9 in Charles' absence. What really needs to happen here is we need to get back on track. I mean, to get held to under 30 rushing yards in a game, total embarrassment. To give up that many sacks and not have a sack, total embarrassment. So at the beginning of this season, James Harrison was 3 sacks shy of being the Steelers' all-time leading sacker. I feel like now he's 6 sacks shy after his first 3 games. I mean, we have 1 sack in our first 3 games. That's pitiful. I have no idea what the hell's going on there with that pass rush. That's one of the things we
Well, now
really
you're the
That's
Iron
the
Venetian blinds.
You,
Yeah.
You're no longer the Iron
this and your
Iron Venetian
secondary is soft. If your secondary is soft, they're going to have to help out. You're not getting sacks because of that reason, because you got a weak secondary. That's why.
Hashtag truth.
Hashtag truth.
I think
Truth. Tell him, Brownie.
I think Game 3 was a huge learning experience for both Davis and Burns. Hope they learned their lesson. I hope the tackling comes in a little bit better. Travis Kelce would love to go up and down the field on these guys. I see the Steelers taking this one 27-24, but that's only if these things happen. DeCastro has to do better. Pouncey has to do better. The entire line has to do better. The receivers have to do better. Marcus Wheaton has to catch those touchdown passes.
So what you're saying is the Steelers as a whole suck right now. They need to
And then
that is not what
On
I'm
the
saying.
whole.
What I'm saying is we need to have a good rebound game.
Austin
this
Powers.
week. This week in Pittsburgh, good rebound game.
Thank you. Somebody else gets
I
me.
got it.
Says the 1 and 2 guy, and then the guy who's stumped up the play. Who did you guys play?
3-0. It doesn't matter. We won.
We didn't,
Who have you played?
We were in all 3 of our
Bengals.
games and should have won. We should have won the last 2, but we were in all 3 of our games. We didn't go
So
into
won the last one.
we didn't go into anybody's stadium and get thumped 34-3.
Yeah.
That's your decision. Even the
When
Browns.
the last time-
Even the Browns have shown us
We
some
took
other games.
all of our whipping in that one game. That's
So
what happened.
Okay.
Here's the thing, right? My fiance's mom is a huge Steelers fan, and she was literally like, "Last time we lost this badly to the Eagles, we won the Super Bowl." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you guys lost 16-9, not 34-3.
30. Yeah,
Like that's double the
yeah,
amount
so-
of points."
That is
Well,
sad.
Reel it back in, boys. Reel it back in.
All right.
I love you,
Anybody else
Pat.
got anything else to say?
No,
Give
you're
them
gonna-
shout out?
Shout out.
Give our new commenters.
All right. Let's see here. We got Ben Mercer. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Ben.
you, Ben.
Jason, the dude who sat on the couch last week in place of this knucklehead.
Yeah, I don't know if we
Finally
can
decided to come
fill in.
Jason, awesome job. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Let's see. Imran Mustafa. Thank you.
Good, I love that guy.
Giles Cox. Again.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
We have Mr. Mercer commented twice. Thank you.
Wow.
Um,
There was a Mexican wedding or something,
Yes,
wasn't there?
Mexican
Halloween.
Halloween.
That's it. Okay,
Mexican
wedding.
Halloween.
I got vacation mixed up. Sorry.
And Jalen
What
Law.
have we become?
Thank you guys very much for commenting. Thank you very much for watching. We really, really appreciate
Okay, well, how can
that.
they reach us?
Yeah.
Please, tell us.
So you can find us on Twitter at AFC Northerners. Make sure you comment here on YouTube. We love responding to you guys on there. We're also on Reddit on the Bengals, Browns, Ravens, and Steelers subs as well. Feel free to interact with us there. And also our Facebook page.
AFC
Do
Northerners.
we have an email address right here?
Exactly.
Right here.
Right here.
Yeah, just
There you go.
AFCNortherners@gmail.com for your mailbag questions. We didn't have enough time to get the mailbag tonight, but we will next week. And
Still waiting for
I
that
think
first video email too.
Yeah, I need a video.
Let me throw this out really
Sure.
quick. I was at a party at one of my friend's house this past weekend. He drops a Steelers pin on me. He's a huge Giants fan. He's like, you can have it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. He's like, yeah, Dan gave it to me. And I'm like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, Dan Rooney gave me this pen. You can have it.
Social Padding Impact meeting one of the Roonies had on
So it's
him.
like-
So he gave away
is
the
my
item. The
huge
guy gave
pen.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Never lose it.
So
Never lose it.
basically, you
compelled.
got something that can go on eBay for $1.28.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
No, $1.29 and then
$1.29,
45
yeah.
cents
Plus-
delivery.
Yeah,
We're talking about the second or third most powerful guy in the NFL.
There you go. And it made such an impact on the guy that he gave you the pen.
Yeah,
He gave away
exactly.
the pen that
Yeah.
he
All right,
That's the friend. That's the friend.
let's sign this shit off the way we do it normally. Come on, gentlemen.
Fuck the Patriots!
Bye, everybody.
I thought you were going to 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Let's just
Bye, guys. See you next week.
See ya.
peace.